Welcome back to Foxborough Rush Travel. Let's talk some Patriots. So, new report from Dan Pompei of The Athletic wrote a story, interviewed Chris Godwin, and why he decided to come back to Tampa. But it was revealed in this article on The Athletic, good read too. The Patriots offered him a multi-year deal, $30 million per season.
Goodness gracious.
Before he decided to sign with the Buccaneers, where he got $22 million a year.
No, wait, I wasn't a math major in school. He could have made a lot more with the Patriots.
$24 million you left on the books.
I mean,
left on the table. If it was a 3-year deal from the Pats, $30 million a year.
Hey, man, they are not that close. They being the Buccaneers. I understand choosing winning over a bag.
And familiarity, to an extent.
Yeah, I'm not counting that either. And here's why I'm saying that, is I get choosing winning over a bag, okay? I wouldn't do it, but I get it. But you went back to Tampa. You didn't take less to play with Mahomes. You didn't take less to go to Buffalo and help Josh Allen get over the hump. You didn't say, I like that Lamar kid in Baltimore. You didn't go to Philly for a veteran minimum. You went back to Tampa. Like, what? Okay, so you could win that crappy division, I guess, again?
Yeah.
Congratulations. You host a playoff game and go home in the first weekend again? Like, I don't, that's where I'm not computing. Like, if I'm Chris Godwin's friend, or I'm on his team, or I'm his agent. Yeah. I don't mean his team literally. I mean, like, in his circle. I'm saying, bro, what? You better go to New England. Or go get with the Chargers and Justin Herbert in them or somebody. C.J. Stroud. All their receivers are hurt. What are you doing? You're taking a haircut financially to go back to Tampa and play with Baker? Like, I like the Bucs. Yeah. They're not a Super Bowl team. What are we talking about? This was a mistake.
I think how this goes, though, he's talking total, AAV. As I always go, what was the guaranteed money? Because he got $44 million guaranteed from the Buccaneers. Okay. All that signing, all that money up front.
All right.
He's going to be 29. He's coming off a very severe ankle injury. It's going to take a long time to recover. Yeah. What do the Patriots do to Stefon Diggs, 31, so 2 years older, coming off a torn ACL, less severe injury. We've seen more recoveries from that, and guys instantly get back to the way they are. $16 million at signing, $25 million total guaranteed. That's Stefon Diggs. Chris Godwin got 44 at signing. All of it right there, boom, done. Sure, that was $30 million a year. And let's say if it was 2 years, it's $60 million. If it's 3 years, it's $90 million. But what was a guaranteed money from the Patriots? Yeah. Same way the Pats gave this big contract to Stefon Diggs, and it's all over. And everyone's going, how much did they give him?
I couldn't believe it.
Right? Because what was his total?
69.
3 years, 63. 3 years,
okay.
$63 million guaranteed.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing the Patriots is more of like a 2-year deal, right?
Yeah.
Maybe some long day. If they're giving $30 million a year,
right?
What was the guaranteed money? I guarantee you it was not as much as what the Buccaneers offered.
Okay.
Because that's what the Patriots always do. There's that big, we pay the guys, here's our number. Then you get into the details, and the cash they give up front is not like what other teams do.
Let's stay there for a second, because maybe it's the fake Jerry Maguire in me, but that feels like a negotiating tactic or an opportunity where, remember, at the time, we have we got to talk about this in context, because now we have Stefon Diggs and all this stuff. At the time, we knew T. Higgins was not an option. Remember all offseason?
Never hit free agency.
We all talked about that, but he never became available, right? DK Metcalf came out at this time and said, I ain't going to New England. So, okay, well, that's off the table. Chris Godwin, if he was, I'm staying with what you're saying here. Yeah. If the Patriots weren't giving him what he wanted in guaranteed money, that's where your agent has to earn his keep and say, okay, let me go back to the Patriots and say up the damn ante in terms of.
Who say the Patriots would match that, though?
Well,
frugal franchise.
Just stay with me. They may not. But my point being, go back to the Patriots, up the guaranteed money, because, again, context, at that time, the Patriots were desperate for a wide receiver one. We know that because they paid Stefon Diggs what they paid, right? Yeah. So, and to your point, they structured it where it's not the guaranteed money. I'm with you. But if you're Godwin at that time, you could have used that as a negotiating tactic and say, I want more guaranteed money, and then I'm coming to New England. And now you could be right. They may say that's not what we do. I'm going to go ahead and call BS on that and say they would have gave him whatever he wanted to get Chris Godwin. He chose familiarity over the money.
100%.
It's not winning because you're winning regular season games in Tampa. You may win that crappy division in Tampa. You're not winning a Super Bowl there.
No.
And he already has a Super Bowl. So what difference does it make?
And he
You already won, dude.
And he wouldn't win a Super Bowl in New England. They're too far from that.
That's right. That's why I would have taken the money.
Coming off the injury, but $44 million up front.
Yeah, I get it.
Where the Patriots deal is probably incentive laden. Where again, I bet there was $30 million.
You don't think they would have given him more guaranteed money?
He's coming off a really bad leg injury.
Stefon Diggs is coming off an ACL.
But we've seen more returns and a shorter return too.
Sure.
From a torn ACL. Guys come back there themselves.
It's more common.
Takes a little time, but they're back, right?
Yeah.
We've seen Tony Pollard suffer this injury.
Yeah.
We've seen Dak Prescott suffer this similar injury, and it took them a while to get back to who they were.
Yeah.
I think it's the same thing with Chris Godwin. But you're right too. He chose familiarity.
He did. That's what it is.
He chose a happiness equation in this one.
Well, money does buy happiness too.
Drafted in Tampa. I even saw the excerpt reading through the article. Now this is the one where it's sunshine and rainbows, right? But here's an excerpt from it.
All right.
Year-round sunshine and warmth, being in Tampa, along with the emphasis on healthy eating, agree with Chris and his wife. They appreciate the big city opportunities, even though they're mostly homebodies. Their sweet spot is a suburban house they purchased a few years ago, and plan is to live there for as long as they can envision. Godwin has also been ingrained in his team since his rookie year, when Mike Evans treated him like a brother rather than the threat he was. He knows what he's walking into every day. He is suffering a catastrophic injury. He's recovering from that injury. He knows what he's going to rehab, what it's going to look like. He knows what the construct is. And he got $44 million up front.
This is BS. New England offers all those same things. Have you been to the Cape?
I'm sorry?
When it's nice outside?
What?
You've been to the Vineyard? You've been to Nantucket?
Year-round.
Excuse me.
Sunshine.
People say...
It's literally cloudy out today.
People say...
It's June
summer
9th.
in Nantucket. Now,
summer in Nantucket. It's been rainy every weekend since it flipped to the spring.
To George's point, the weather is bad at times, particularly...
Foxborough is an hour south of Boston. They appreciate the big city opportunities.
Particularly during football season, weather's not great, but you need to lock in anyway. Then you say healthy food options.
Yeah.
I mean, brother. Now,
lobster rolls?
me myself,
dipped in butter.
I can do lobster rolls dipped in butter. I can do the chowder. I can do it all. But if you're looking for healthy options, that is available unto thee in New England. You just got to look for it, bruh. And then, I mean, honestly, we're homebodies. You can't be at home in New England. When the weather's bad, there's nothing better than being in front of a fireplace with your boo. Eating some chowder, well, he's not going to do that. He wants healthy. So eating some quinoa or whatever the hell it is you people eat that are healthy, that's the best. I love it.
I love hanging by the fire. You know what's great?
What?
Summer night, year-round, sitting on your back
Man,
in your backyard.
Have Tampa. I like it here.
I love it here in Boston.
I love it here.
I love it here.
He's tripping. Godwin's tripping. You could have got all the money. For all that money, you could have bought the weather. You could have built an eco-dome at your house to be whatever you want.
Driveway, or you got someone else who takes care of it?
Man.
You got someone else who takes care of it.
Player,
I was out there every other day shoveling.
That's what this is.
Snow.
This is trauma that you're dealing with.
I'm not the part of healthy living. I mean, healthy eating. Yeah. Again, sunshine and rainbows. But this is a guy that went with familiarity and, again, happiness equation. And I understand him pointing out, this is also coming from Chris Godwin, where he goes, I got $30 million a year, but I chose to stay here. He could be helping himself out a little bit. Because if the report comes out, less guaranteed money from New England, then really, what choice did he make?
Yeah.
And it's all about guaranteed money for these guys.
Sure. You also make a good point. In addition to that, I'll give you your props here of, hey, look, he may not be the same coming off this injury.
I don't think so.
So, business-wise, it does make more sense to get the guaranteed, because it's like, if I'm not the same and this doesn't work out, I'm in a place that I've been, I'm in a place I feel comfortable with, I'm with Baker Mayfield, and then I can get my money and roll out.
Yeah.
So I get that, but I just don't like the narrative of, well, I chose winning over money. No, the hell you didn't. You're not winning any Super Bowls in Tampa. Not anymore. He has one. I want to respect him. But you're not. I love Baker Mayfield. I've defended Baker. This is a Baker Mayfield guy saying this.
Yeah.
He's as good as he's going to be. Okay, he has maxed out his potential, which is fine. Drake May? Oh, you really messed up, Chris Godwin. Because this Drake May kid can be special.
Yeah.
He could be special.
This is also a Tampa team about to have their 4th offensive coordinator in the last 4 seasons.
Yeah.
You go back, especially once Canales left and Liam Cohen.
That's right.
Both those guys becoming head coaches.
Yep.
Would you have rather, because it was down to Chris Godwin, someone they pursued, it wasn't going to be one or the other. They were going to pay a receiver. Would you have rather had Chris Godwin or Stefon Diggs be the wide receiver 1 for New England?
I mean, neither. I know,
but that's not how it goes.
God, I would have rather Godwin. I would
have rather Stefon Diggs.
You know, I'll tell you why.
With everything.
Well, I'll tell you why. He can keep that boat. I'll tell you why I would rather have Godwin. And the injury, it does matter. And I'm not poo-pooing that, right? But this is why you have team doctors.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. If my G-damn team doctors tell me he's going to be fine, then I'm paying him. Mm-hmm. Why I would pick Godwin is because he is a leader. He has been a leader. He has a proven track record of being said leader. Mm-hmm. Stefon Diggs never has. So for what I'm looking for now with the Patriots, remember the context, timing, right? What I'm looking for now, we talked, George, you and I talked about this till we were blue in the face right on this very program. We talked T. Higgins daily. We talked DK Metcalf daily. Then as reports were, Brandon Ayuk at that time, daily.
Yeah.
Then as reports were coming out that these guys were coming off the board for us, we entertained Godwin. Mm-hmm. And we said, we'll probably feel like an overpay, but at least he's a leader. And if he comes back off this injury, he'll be productive. We talked ourselves into Chris Godwin. Yeah. You know who we never brought up? Stefon Diggs, ever. And then when he got signed, we both said, okay, we get it. It's not terrible. And then we saw the numbers, and I know you defended it. I was like, this is too much damn money. Mm-hmm. The Patriots were desperate. We can't gloss over this. I would rather have had Chris Godwin because I know proven track record of leadership. So if nothing else, he can bring that to my wide receiver room with all these young guys who I don't even know if they can play, and I know ain't no leaders in there.
But it's hard to lead when you're not even on the field.
Fair.
And Chris Godwin isn't going to be their voluntary OTAs. He's not going to be their mandatory minicamp. We'll see if he's even in training camp. It's going to take him a while to be on the field from this injury. Give me the guy that's playing football right now. Yes, there's a bigger risk, but similar floor, and a guy that's going to be ready at least week 4 at the latest this season.
Yes.
I would have taken Stefon Diggs between the two. I love Chris Godwin as a player. I loved everything about him. But this type of injury, no. If he was hitting free agency, fully healthy, throw the bag at him, especially at his age, and him still going and hitting his ceiling. But now, no. I wanted Stefon Diggs. I'm still at peace. Patriots getting Stefon Diggs. That was the best thing for them.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see. It remains to be seen. There was no one else out there. To your point, there's no one else out there in the market, so you had to go Stefon Diggs. It remains to be seen, though, if it's the best fit. I still question it.
We'll see. There's a lot of football left, and if he shows up for football when the season kicks off, then it's worth every penny.
You just have to be careful.
Just $25 million guaranteed.
You have to be careful.
Yes.
The elephant in the room is the girlfriend, Cardi B.
Is that his passing camp?
I saw that.
In Maryland.
Cardi B.
And Mike Loxley.
Look, in her world, the drama.
Yes.
The all eyes on us.
Is the best thing.
Cameras, the spotlight, the distractions, all that stuff helps her brand, helps her world. It hinders his. That's all I'm saying. We're not out of the woods yet. That's all I'm saying. It could be anything that pops off at any time with this couple that ruins it for Stefon Diggs and the Patriots.